on your particular website, you may have a contact us link on the top of your website or somewhere on your website, and it could bring those particular customers to this site. And so we'll go ahead and enter in some information here. So you decide what information you want to capture from them. Address information. And then they could go ahead and put in here what their interests are. And we'll go ahead and submit this. So this is one way that a lead could come into CRM On Demand, which is what I'm doing here on a web form. Another way a lead could be coming in is at a trade show. You could be scanning badges. Other ways that leads could come in is via the phone or fax machine, or someone manually entering those particular leads. Here's that information that was ripped off of that web form that John filled out. So we see, you know, the company was brought in, the buyer, there's his phone number. He's looking for bikes. This came in at a qualifying status. Now, we can set up rules within CRM On Demand that this could go to a queue, and then people could work this queue down. So it's going to depend on how your company is set up and how you handle leads, or if you do deal with leads. So in our instance, for the demo purposes, I'm seeing this has come into a lead qualification person. So they're reviewing this, and just off of this little bit of information, they're going to come in here and give this a rating. This also could be rated on the way in based on certain attributes with our workflow capability. So I'm going to go ahead and rate this an A lead, and so I can do inline editing and go ahead and update that as an A. And I'm going to assign this to a sales rep. As I said before, this could have also been assigned coming in through the workflow. But the way I've set it up is my company, we want to come in here and take a look at these first. We've assigned this now to Ryan Taylor. Well, one of the other things that we do as a company is we have these lead qualification scripts. So I'm going to click Add here, and you all can have as many of these scripts as you want. We happen to have two out here, business and consumer. So I'm going to go ahead and select this script. And what you're going to note here is right now this lead was at a qualifying stage. And when we go through this script, we're going to see based on our answers that it'll move this lead forward. And these, once again, are user-definable questions and user-definable activities of what you want to take place after you filled out the questionnaire. So as this is popping up, as I said, once we fill in the questionnaire, it's going to advance this to a qualified state. From there, in our demo process, we're going to convert this to an opportunity. And from that opportunity, we'll go ahead and create a quote and convert that into a sales order. And Brent, while this is coming up, I could probably take a question or so.
Yeah, a couple of questions that came in. Would attachments saved in an email be viewable by others using the system, or is there a way to protect them from viewing if needed?
You can go ahead and secure them out. So there's a robust security engine within CRM On Demand, and so I could make it so they could not see those attachments if you choose. And that can be based on their role or how that security was set up. And with that, I'll hold off on the questions. What we've got now is our questionnaire came up. Here's our lead qualification script, and we have basically 3 questions here. What is the status of your budget for this purchase? And all of this is configurable, so you can create your own questions with your own drop-down list. We're going to say this is approved. When are you planning to make a decision? In less than 1 month. What is driving the need to purchase? A project deadline. And of course, I could add comments, and all of this information is going to be saved with this lead, with this record. So the lead, of course, is tied back to the account. So now you can see it's switched to qualified. If we look below, here's our script that we can go back and review at any time. The questions we answered, we got a score of 100. The threshold score was 60, so it had to be 60 or more to turn this into a qualified lead. Another thing about attachments, we saw an attachment come in via an email. You could also put in attachments on your own. So these can be regular attachments, or they can point out to a URL. So we do see customers pointing it out to a URL and have that storage space someplace else. Let's go ahead and convert this now. And when I convert this lead, I have choices. So right now, this is just a lead. There is not an existing account set up for Steamer Enterprises yet, and there is not a contact set up for John Steamer, nor is there an opportunity. The only thing that's set up right now is that lead that came in from that web form. So I'm going to say auto create a new account, auto create a new contact, and auto create a new opportunity. If there were some pre-existing things, I could go ahead and say use an existing account or use an existing contact. We're going to go ahead and create these 3 new records off of that lead and the other information that we've entered so far. So we've just gone ahead and converted that lead, and as you can see, it's created an account, Steamer Enterprises. It's created a new contact, John Steamer, and it's created an opportunity. So let's go ahead into this opportunity, and I'm just clicking on that link. It brings me up into my opportunity page. It shows me the sales stage, and I'm going to go ahead and add an item here, something that they told me they're interested in. So I pull up my items, and they want to take a look at this touring bike, and they're looking for a quantity of 5. These are 2,000 each. And I have some other information here that I could fill in. This is all that I'm required. We're going to go ahead and save this. And when I save this, I want to go ahead and update my revenue. So I'm going to go ahead and update opportunities. Within CRM On Demand, you have the capability of forecasting. You can forecast at the account level or the opportunity level, or you can do a combination of both. So we've gone ahead and said that this particular opportunity is a $10,000 opportunity. Let's go ahead and create a quote for them. And this quote report is just using the reporting functionality within CRM On Demand. I've put together a template that goes ahead and pulls the information into a quote. So this will be popped up here in a moment. So I can see here's my quote. This is for a quantity of 5. What is that product? Some terms and conditions, and we could go ahead and print this information off. So let's go back to that opportunity, and we're now going to go ahead and say that we want to create this into a sales order. So we have this link here, Generate J.D. Edwards Sales Order. I go ahead, click on that link, and now it's going to go ahead and create a sales order. While it's doing that, it's going to see, is there an address book record out there for this particular account yet? If not, it will go ahead and create that address book record. It will also create a sales order. So we'll see here in a moment that we'll see a J.D. Edwards address book number, and we'll also see that it's created that sales order number. And I'm just going ahead and doing a refresh here. So here we go. It's gone ahead and created address book number 60564. I can from then go ahead and drill down into the sales orders. Prior to doing that, I went back to the account. If we go back to this opportunity, and you can determine where you want this information to populate, but we went ahead and showed for this opportunity it's related to the sales order 3049SO, okay? And so let me go ahead and go back to my account. I could also drill down or have a link to drill down from that opportunity to the sales order. We've placed that link here, J.D. Edwards sales order. I go ahead and click here, and I am not currently signed in to my J.D. Edwards system, so let me sign in. And this is going to bring me directly into the sales order inquiry screen. So we'll see that those 5 bikes at $2,000 apiece have been populated as that sales order. So here's that sales order, or the address book number that was created, 60564, and here's that sales order that was created for that item 220 at $2,000 each. So populated within the J.D. Edwards system. That is the example of the integration flow that I wanted to go through.